But we got a little bit far ahead. I got white people over here singling me out by the color of my skin. Racist white people over here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, white people over here singling me out for the color of my skin. White people, racist people over here. Really racist people.
Yeah, Mike, I call that low expectation racism. You get that a lot in New York. Because intellectual white liberals
they talk
down to you here.
Oh, yeah. The people that voted for the guy that said blacks and Hispanics are not intelligent enough to use the internet.
Yeah.
They're okay with it. They won't check it. They'll call us black Klansmen before they check the white Democrat Joe Biden, who said that we're not intelligent enough to get on the internet. Upside down clown world.
Yep. And that's And we see it all the time here. I tell people all the time, I didn't see true racism into this country until I came out and said I'm a conservative. Once I came out and said that, started coming to these events, a lot of these pseudo intellectual white liberals here in Manhattan, the Wall Street types, the NYU students, started coming out and discrediting me because of the color of my skin, telling me I'm turning my back on my people, saying that I'm a coon, Uncle Tom, and they're pretty much being racist. Low expectation racist. And this is what we deal with on a common basis as a minority conservative here in New York City. With these idiots like this, these fools, like they come out here and embarrass themselves, thinking they're doing something right, thinking they're helping out black people when they're out here bashing black people and attacking black people. What hypocrites? What's the Democratic Party? What else do you expect?
You're amazing. So we got these two Caucasian Antifa people here calling us black Klansmen, attacking us for the color of our skin. You see it right here. You know, I got plenty of liberal friends that are like, Mike, you're running with the Ku Klux Klan, but I only ever experienced racism when I put on a MAGA hat, and it's coming from people who hate Trump. You can't make it up. The truth is stranger than fiction. All the racism I've ever experienced, overt racism like that, comes from white people who hate Trump. And they're just straight up ignored. See, we're kind of walking a little bit ahead of the flag guys. You gotta understand, they're going a little bit slower because they're trying to steady it. But this crowd has grown tremendously. And it seems like there are just as many law enforcement officers and media here as there are actual Trump supporters. I mean, this is incredible. Lots of media. Yeah, maybe we'd go under. Let's go under. Let's get the optics of underneath. We're going to go under here, guys. We're going under. Yeah, we're going under. So we're officially under. You guys can see RSBN bringing you that exclusive coverage. That exclusive coverage from Right Side Broadcasting. That's what you're going to get here. Yeah. There's some more, Klansmen over here. Chinese Klansmen now. We're all Klansmen.
CCP. Hey, these guys right here. Anti-CCP right here. Chinese
Anti-CCP.
Patriots.
Klansmen over here. Knock it down. Take it down the CCP. All the smears.
We got a lot of Chinese Americans here that can't stand what's going on with the Democratic Party. Anti-communism.
Yeah, but the authoritarian, delusional left, they're hallucinating this right now. They're like, you don't see Chinese people out here. They're Klansmen.
Right there. Beautiful sight.
Beautiful sight.
I'm working Chinatown with these guys.
Yeah.
We came from communists. We know how evil it can be. That's why.
Let's keep walking. We'll walk with you. What about communism?
Communist, it just sounds very ideal. It doesn't work. That's why we came to this country.
Why do you think the left here are so angry? Why do they want to stop freedom? They're calling us Klansmen. I just got called a black Klansman by some white Antifa guy.
I think I don't understand. That's why I try to figure out Americans are so blessed to enjoy freedom and democracy, but all of a sudden they want to cancel all this. I feel bad. I feel sorry for American people. We, as immigrants, came from all over the world. We came here for American dream. Part of it is freedom of speech. But now they try to cancel everything. They try to censor.
Yeah, that's what authoritarian countries do. They start banning speech. They use smear tactics, right? Like they keep calling everybody out here white supremacists.
And they play the race card.
They play the race card.
They play the race card.
Insurrectionists, domestic terrorists. Now Joe Biden's calling us Neanderthals. If you want freedom, you're a selfish Neanderthal. They just keep coming with these smear tactics. That's what they do in authoritarian countries. That's how they justify speech censorship. They say Donald Trump's CPAC speech was so dangerous. It was so unhinged, and that right-wing network covered it, so we got to censor them. And what it does, they try to make normies tune it out by telling them it's a bunch of white supremacists. It's not true. New York City is a diverse melting pot of freedom-loving people, but they want you to think the narrative is something completely different. So how close are we to Times Square?
You see, we are on 41st Street. Times Square is 42nd, so we're 1 block away from Times Square. So we're getting there. We're almost there. But, you know, I hope you guys are, witnessing what's happening here, because what we just spoke with was Chinese Americans fighting for Trump. And they're an amazing group here in New York. They're Chinese Americans who come out to all these events, and they come out and they're really anti-CCP. They don't want communism happening in the country, because they come from communist countries, a lot of them, and they're saying here, like, we don't want that here in America. When I came and I did an event in Chinatown one time, there was about 15 Chinese Americans with me. By the time we walked through Chinatown and got to the end of the block, we had about 80 people with us chanting Trump 2020. And so that's how powerful the movement here, the MAGA movement here is in New York. It's so diverse, and it's such a range of people. It's amazing. So, Americans are starting to wake up, but you see the radical left, they want us to follow the narrative. They want us to, I call it the Democratic plantation, stay on the Democratic plantation with the slave mentality, the victim mentality. And you see, when you come out here, you think, oh, people want to give you a mind state, like racism only exists in the Midwest or the South or these areas. In reality, you can come to New York if you want to see some racism. Be a minority conservative and walk through Manhattan and Times Square with a MAGA hat on, I guarantee you'll hear something suspect said to you because of your skin being a conservative. So it's still, so we don't hear about that on the mainstream media, though. But it happens.
Yeah, this isn't just a political movement to get Trump back in office. This is about freedom. I mean, half the country is still locked down. It makes no sense why people are locked down. People can't worship. People can't send their kids to school. They can't operate their business. They're being forced to muzzle themselves, cover their face. It's ridiculous. And this movement, I think, is just going to continue to grow. This is historic, in my opinion. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. There's obviously been marches and protests and movements in the past, but never this diverse and never to try to save the country. It's always been like to try to change it or something. It's like we're trying to actually save it. We actually here trying to save the First Amendment, the Second Amendment,